Good evening to you all, and welcome to OMI Chat. Today on OMI Chat, we have three oblates who have been participating in the X experience since September 10th, and they'll be concluding their experience in the next couple of days. So, the Mazenod experience is a renewal program and one of the most recommended for ongoing formation. It is open to all oblates who have spent several years in missionary life, and it especially aims at enabling the participants to look back over their experience of the oblate charism in their everyday life and ministry. So they do this in an atmosphere of prayer and reflection and fraternal sharing in X. And an integral part of the X experience is a 15-day retreat, which is based on the spiritual exercises. So our guests this evening participated in the experience and are concluding now. And their group included 9 participants from a variety of countries. It was an international group from Zimbabwe, South Africa, Sri Lanka, India, Canada, and the Philippines. And it was animated by 3 oblates: Pat McGee from the US, who was also my novice master a few years ago, June Matas from the Philippines, and Ipolito, who is a member in the community in X. So, good evening to you all. Welcome. I'm Mateusz, and I'd like to welcome you, Oblates, Fathers Pamizai, Mitch, and Dudley. Welcome to us to our show this evening.
Hi, hello, Mateusz.
Thank
Welcome.
you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Greetings to you all in X.
Thank you.
So it's great to have you all, and we're excited to hear a bit about your experience that you've lived this past couple months. But before we get started, I'd like to ask each of you if you can introduce yourselves. So, Pamizai, could you please begin and tell us a bit about yourself?
Thank you. Thank you. I'm Amitai Mututa, a missionary oblate of Mary Immaculate, and I'm 45 years old. And I've been an oblate for 20 years, and the ministry as a priest, oblate priest, for 13 years. And present, I was working at St. Luke's Mission, one of the missions in Zimbabwe. Briefly, that's what I can say. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. And now, Dudley, could you please introduce yourself?
Yes, I am Father Dudley Sapramadu from Sri Lanka. We have 2 provinces, that is Colombo and Jaffna. I do belong to Colombo province. At the moment, I am in Oblate, scholasticate in Kandy in Sri Lanka as a formator. I have been there for last 6 years. And I was ordained in 1992. I am 32 years of my priesthood. I'm very happy, and with great desire, I came to follow this Eugene de Mazenod experience. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And now I turn to Mitch. Can you please tell us a bit about yourself as well?
Yes, hi, Mateusz. Well, my name is Mitch. Mitch is a really fake name because my full name is Mieczysław. I am of Polish background, born and raised in Poland, educated in Poland in electromechanics. But then I emigrated and I was living as an immigrant for 7 years. And after that time, I met missionary oblates who work and minister to immigrants. And since I experienced a lot of desire during my years for spiritual nourishment, when I saw missionary oblates, ministering to immigrants, I joined them right away. So now I am part of the congregation, and that was 26 years ago. And I'm ministering in Canada since then. Mostly with Polish immigrants, but also with Italians. We have a lot of Ukrainian immigrants coming there. So that's my background and where I am right now. And I started my sabbatical year, so I am enjoying the Mazenod experience as a beginning of that beautiful year. So.
Oh yeah, that's great that you could have the Mazenod experience also as part of the sabbatical. Yeah, that's great.
Exactly.
Yeah. So this evening, I guess kind of we have two parts. One part first in the beginning, I have some questions for you all so that you can share a bit about what the X experience is to explain a bit to the viewers. And then later we'll have some questions that you can share a bit about your personal experience. So now just to give some idea to those who are watching about what the X experience is, I'd like to ask Pamizai, can you tell us a bit about what is the Mazenod experience and some basic things like how long does it last and who participates and what's the main purpose of this experience?
Yes, the Mazenod experience is open to all oblates who wish to go for ongoing formation. And this experience takes 9 weeks. I guess we have expressed that this is our final week. We have been here for 9 weeks. And it is an experience of oblate life in an international community. So one gets that opportunity to stay and live in the foundation house. That's where our founder was born, and he lived there. He prayed, and he started the oblate community. So we have this opportunity to be in touch with the roots of where we come from. And also, it is an opportunity to look into your past and share with this community, and we interact and to find out where you are in your ministry, and also being in touch with the corporate tourism. And this is a very good opportunity and enriching, meant about renewal and revisiting your way of life and being able to be challenged here and there so that you come out actually renewed and also empowered and having new energy. And in a nutshell, that's what I can say.
Okay, yeah, thank you. And now I would like to ask Dudley, can you tell us what are some of the main elements of the program and what are some of the key things that a participant experiences?
This is a 2 month experience, and we have 6 phases. The first phase, there was a little introduction, and the introduction of eggs and Provence, and foundation house, and international operate community living here. And the second phase, we concentrate on Eugene the Mazenod childhood and Eugene's exile and his return, Eugene's vocation, and young as a young priest, how we enter the serving for the poor. And third phase, we concentrate on Eugene. His whole life is centered in Jesus Christ, and he had a terrible experience on Good Friday. Good Friday experience. He turned his life. It is a turning point, and it is a viewpoint of Eugene the Mazenod. And fourth phase, we had a wonderful retreat. Uh, the retreat preacher is Father Bonga, and we had very good retreat, and we were able to touch our inner self and how to face all the challenges that we encounter in our lives. And we integrate everything to Jesus Christ as well as Founder. And the fifth is a mission outlook. And Father Azodo, our one of the assistant generals, he came and expressed the general administration and the general chapter very systematically. He presented, and we were very much clear and very much attracted the way that he has presented. The last phase was we had a chance to have a mass at the tomb of our founder, Eugene the Mazenod. This is a very, very sensitive moment. And also, during that time, our Father General was with us and still is with us, is giving some input thoughts about the community life and how to relate to ecology and the world that we need. And we need to learn a lot of things from the poor. These are the main elements that we have had in this program.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a good variety, and it sounds also very enriching. And I also experienced the X experience in the summer. It really is quite well put together. It's a very, very enriching program. Um, so, Mitch, perhaps you can tell us a bit who animates this experience, who was guiding you through it, and how do they do it?
Well, what I can say, probably the first option and first person, it would be the Spirit guiding us, the Holy Spirit. But more than that, the Spirit of Saint Eugene de Mazenod, since we are in this place, holy place of his birth and growth and then ministry. And then that Spirit of Saint Eugene de Mazenod is passed to us through the animators that lead us through the experience. Father Hipólito is the main animator for the experience. Then we have Brother Pat from the United States and Father Jun from Philippines. So they are main animators of the whole experience. But during that time as well, part of the animators came to give us some conferences. So we had incredible presentations from Father Paulo Archiati, beautiful presentation by Father Joseph Bois. We had also incredibly knowledgeable in Eugene's charism, Father Bernard Doulier from Marseille, and our own oblate Father Procurator from Rome and Father Postulator. So now at the end of the experience, Father Asodo gave us some also conferences, and of course Father General. So all that, the whole team, adding to that maybe the people that live here in the house and form the community also. They created for us an incredible experience of the Mazenod here in X, for which we are so grateful to them.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's great to hear. It sounds like quite a good team.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have one more question, just a general question also for Dudley. Can you tell us what is special about X? Why is this experience called the X experience, and why is it held in X?
X in Provence is the foundation place of the object. Our founder, born in X, he lived in X, and he experienced God's immense love and concern for him during the Good Friday experience. And at the same time, I find that he initiated a lot of things from staying in X and Provence. And I can see being in this the place, the foundation place, is a very, very good experience. You can gain a lot of experience. The community life is not living under one roof. It is sharing, caring, bearing, and living, coming from different parts of the world, living together, fraternal correction. And these are the things that our founder wanted to live in as a community. So we have experienced tremendous community life in this community, being in the community, being in extant Provence. And this is a foundation place. That I think it is a very, very appropriate place to have it, this program, extant Provence. They are our founders, founded his congregation and founded the community as we started journey as a who really live community.
Yeah, that's a really beautiful thing that you mentioned, how the mission started there and went to many parts of the world, and now that you had the experience as an international community in X is a really beautiful thing. Um, so now I'd like to ask some questions about how the experience was for each of you personally. Uh, of course, it's something that really touches to the heart of our oblate life, and I'm sure it brought out a lot for each of you in your own life. Um, so I'd like to turn to you, Pamizai, and I'd like to ask you first, and then to the others as well. Can you describe how the experience was for you, the Mazenod experience, and what were some of your expectations before you came, and then how did the actual experience compare?
Yes. Oh, this is really an opportunity one should not miss. And it was a wow experience, awesome moment. One who just have imagined that living your own comfort zone and reaching out, being able to be in an international community where you interact with different uh, brothers, brother oblates. We have a vast experience. Like for me personally, I was the youngest among the group, being the youngest and also tapping from their experience. And also, I felt really blessed. It was really a blessing to be here. And also, it was a moment of grace. You feel the spirit of the founder, and you start to appreciate the congregation as it is, and the charisma. It becomes really alive, and you are able to express yourself in a good atmosphere and feeling that presence of your brothers being supported. And also, there are moments when you feel that your faith has been enriched, and there's a moment of really saying, I'm really blessed to be an oblate. I'm looking forward to go out and proclaim the good news. And it's a positive experience. It gives you lots of energy. You feel really rejuvenated. In a nutshell, I would say this is the experience, one in a many. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'd like to ask the same question now to Father Mitch. Can you also tell us what were some of your expectations, and then how was the experience for you? What surprises did it bring? How did it impact you?
Oh, well, lots to say about it. If I could describe it in one word, I would say awesome, marvelous experience of the spirit of the place, of the environment where Eugene lived. For me, it was a long awaited experience to live, pray, and be in the mother house of our congregation for an extended period of time. I had a blessing to experience this place several years ago in 2016 for our 200th anniversary of the beginning of the community life, Oblate community life, when the vocation promoters had their congress here. But after that experience, I was left with a desire to have more time to spend here, to touch the walls, to pray in the places where Eugene prayed and where he lived and all that. So it's a blessing for me, incredible blessing to come back and have that extended experience of study, of meditation on the oblate life, oblate charism, spirituality, and at the same time to touch the places, to touch the heart, the relics of the heart of Eugene, the cross, the upper room, the foundation room, the Eugene's room with his artifacts there, and the places where he ministered and with the first group all around. So it was an incredible experience for me. I say 2 thumbs up, even more.
Yeah, that's great. And I think it inspires many others who will want to participate as well. Yeah. So I'd also like to ask you, Dudley, please share with us a bit about your experience, perhaps some of your expectations, and then how the experience was for you.
First of all, I came with the intention, the expectation of that I will study and gain knowledge about our founder's life and his character. That was my great desire. Before I came to this place, I met a oblate and who had been one of the participants of this program. He said to me, Father, you get this chance for a lifetime, only one. So you enjoy, you experience it and gain it, and don't leave anything there. Come with that, all these things, what you have experienced, and live in our community. It is a wonderful statement, advice he gave to me, and I came here with that intention. And I was able to integrate my life with the charism and spirituality of our founder. Second thing, I found that he had to face all the challenges. He is a man of perseverance. And that spirit was very much struck in my life. And the way that he was living as a community, as how he was trying his level best to get the people together. And it is immense love that we see from our heart. So all these things help me to integrate my own life and get in touch with my own soul. So it is a wonderful opportunity and wonderful experience. So I will, what my father said, I will take all the things what I have in this holy ground, and I will take them to my own community and try my level with you, and not only to show to others and to give some exemplary life.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I can hear your joy, and I'm sure that when you return to your community, also you'll be able to share these things. It will also be a great joy for them. So that's also another richness. So I have another question now for Father Mitch. So, of course, you mentioned the impact of the different experiences, and I'd like to ask you, from all the aspects of the life and spirituality of Saint Eugene that you experienced during this time, was there any particular aspect of his life, of his spirituality, that touched you the most? Perhaps during a visit to a certain place, or perhaps from presentation?
Well, we were blessed to go through conferences through the life of Saint Eugene, his exile, his coming back, his experience of conversion, his first community, first missions, and then forming the missionaries of Provence and missionary oblates in effect, and visiting the places where that was happening. So that was very, very touching, very powerfully impacting my heart. It was an opportunity to enter deeper the life of Eugene de Mazenod, his childhood, his time in exile, return, searching, and so on, as I said. Finding an answer to the meaning of life, finding it in the celebration of the Good Friday, of the liturgy of the Church, of the cross, where he entered so amazingly into the reality of God, and it was able to transform him and make of him such a great apostle. I found it a deep connection through that experience with the life of Saint Eugene, identifying with his childhood, with his exile, with connection with my immigration, being 7 years from place to place in different situations, desiring also for the faith, for practicing of the faith, for the Eucharist. So that connection with Eugene just made me realize how powerfully God works through us. And through Saint Eugene, he shows us also how important is to persevere. Don't let yourself down. Even if the experiences of your life are tough, go back to what's the most important. And one of the probably crucial things that really made a great impact on me was as we went through the conferences and were able to read some of the spiritual writings of Eugene, also Eugene's love for the Eucharist, for its celebration of the Passion of Jesus that is enclosed in the Eucharist itself, that center place of the cross within that Passion experience, love for the abandoned, the poor with many faces, importance of balance now with the love of God and spiritual nourishment, and also life of ministry going out. I recall constantly his struggle to get back to his spiritual exercises because he was so busy with different ministry experiences. But that gave me again a renewal. I probably will mention that yet, but Eugene called it a need to reinvigorate his soul, his spirit. And I think that in part happened also in my heart, in my life. So it was very touching, very powerful, filled with many different experiences yet, but maybe that was the crucial one, that the most striking experience of his Eugene's spirituality, Eugene's life, his journey.
Thank you. Yeah, that's very beautiful, especially your own connection that you felt with the founders' experiences.
Yeah, we can go on and
Very
on
powerful.
with his love for oraison and adoration and the divine liturgy and the time for examination of conscience, all the experiences that he had through the Saint Ignatius exercises. But that's if oblates sign up, they will get that firsthand here.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. Yeah, Father Dudley. So now I'd like to ask you also. Of course, Aix-en-Provence is closely connected to the life of Saint Eugene, and I think when you're walking around Aix, you could almost imagine Eugene walking around there too. So how did being in Aix enhance your understanding of his life and mission as an oblate?
Yes, I see the Aix-en-Provence when I read some of the letters of our founder. This is a place where rich people were living, and people, a lot of affluent families were living. But he belongs to a rich family, affluent family, but still for all is living a very authentic life, true to himself. He is just following the Jesus Christ, the message. The message is, I have chosen to preach the good news to the poor in many phases. So Aix-en-Provence we find, though the people are rich, but spiritually poor. But there are sometimes they feel lonely. And we find in some of the letters in our founders, he said that I need to go to the place where the people are suffering. Suffering in many phases. So Aix-en-Provence is a place, I think we really experience his real ministry to the poor. And at the same time, I would like to mention about the Aix community. Here, this Aix community, the house is open, the doors are open for all of the people who are in many, poor people in many phases. I have experienced that in this house, there are a number of youth, they come together. There are some lay people, lay associations, and they are coming to just share their life. But spiritually, they need something. That's why they come. I think that is one of the reasons I find that this ache in Provence is very much connected to the life of our Eugene the Mazenod. He is the one who really experienced on the Good Friday the people are suffering. We have been continued very happy to be with this community because we really experience the spirit of our founder.
Yeah, I think some of those things are very touching too. Like you mentioned that Eugene began close to home. He saw the needs around him. So I think that's also an example for us in our mission today, that the place to start is to look around us and see the needs that are there. And very beautiful that you could also experience the youth who come there to the house in X in the present day. It's great to know that there's a continuation also from Eugene's own ministry. So that's really wonderful. I'd like to ask a question back to you, Father Mitch. Perhaps you could share with us, you could tell us about one experience you had, another experience that had a profound impact on you and that you think will have a profound impact on you going forward in your vocation as an oblate.
Well, it's almost a continuation of my previous sharing. I had several of those profound experiences here during the Mazenod experience, mentioning, of course, once again, the ability to hold and pray with the heart of Saint Eugene, with his cross, encounter with the general, meeting wonderful oblates that live and minister in this community. So these were touching experience because they create also a very positive image of encountering oblates in the community from various nations and living together and able to minister. But probably what I would point out was one of the experiences I had. We had the blessing to spend many hours in the foundation room or the Eugene's room, and also in the upper room. In one of St. Eugene's writings from his retreat, from the notes, he says that in the busyness of my life, I found a couple hours to have a day of recollection here in the house. And I went to the upper room, he says in the notes. And as I was praying and reading that in the upper room, I found the notes that he was writing, what gives him life, what brings him the strength to be a good minister, to go out and have the heart for the poor and find the poor and serve them. And I would just very quickly maybe note it, what I found there. Saint Eugene's constant renewal of his resolutions to the faithful, to the things that he promised to do in his spiritual exercises. He says, I must have for the holy sacrifice, the Eucharist, adoration, oraison, as addition, the tenderest of devotions, and say it always with dispositions and in sentiments of a heart imbued with a sense of greatness of the action and of the frightful poverty of the minister deputed to do it, the humility of Saint Eugene in all that. I will always observe all the rubrics with the scrupulous exactitude, remembering that there is not a single one that in the holy sacrifice, however trivial that may seem useless. I will say Mass every day, twice a day even, if that can be done, and would to God that all my life might be spent at this sublime ministry. And he said, I would convert more souls by assiduous service at the altar than by all the sermons I could give. It just opened my heart and wanted to spread it and sprinkle it to the whole world. I cherish the devotion to the Lord present in the Eucharist, and I try to be faithful to oraison, and now after this experience probably I will renew that very much. But those words, faithfulness to the Lord, to the most important event in the life of a Christian, where the cross stands out as a piece, as a tool of salvation. That was an incredible, experience. Of course, each one of us lives those special experiences in different ways and have those, but that was very touching for me and very powerful, life-giving, reinvigorating, renewing experience of that moment.
That's really wonderful. Yeah, yeah, and it's a great example also of the passion of the founder. That's really wonderful. So our other two participants, welcome back to the show. We see there have been some network issues in X, so I'm glad that you made it back on. So I'd like to ask Father Pamizai, can you tell us a bit about the experience of prayer and reflection during the X experience? How were the moments of silence and contemplation important for you? How did they enrich your spiritual journey? Can you hear me, Father Pamizai? Maybe not. Father Dudley, can you hear me? I think we are still having some issues here.
Oh,
Let's
the
see.
sparks of the spirit of Eugene created some lost network contact there.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe then. I think then, since we're having some problems, we might have to pull this to a close. Already, we got to hear some very good things that were very positive, and I think very meaningful for our viewers. But I guess we'll have to find some other way that they can share a bit about their experience.
Probably that's a good
later
idea
on
too.
Yeah. So I guess at least your network is still working. So, so just to conclude, could you please lead us in a prayer?
Oh, is there Pamizai? Are you back?
Well, let's see. Pamizai.
Yes, I'm back.
Yes,
I'm back.
Pamizai is back. Look at that.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah,
Welcome back.
I'm
Your
back.
sound is working now. So okay. Okay.
Oh, yes, I'm back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we'll just wrap up with this question to you, then we'll have a closing prayer. So, Father Pamitai, please tell us a little bit about, I guess, the spiritual aspect of the program. There are times for personal reflection and prayer. And how were these for you? How did they enrich your journey and enrich the experience for you?
Yes, this has been a moment for me to really have a moment with the Lord and also to see the importance of daily personal prayer and being able to take what is presented to me, like through the conferences, and also to enrich myself with the Word of God and being able to internalize it and interpret that Word of God. And also, it is a moment of deepening my relationship with God. Like as they say, you cannot give what you don't have. You know, once you experience the love of God, the mercy of God, and you're able to go out, and practice that what we have really experienced within that encounter with God, and also following our founder. Founder is really a special place for that moment of really entering into, the spiritual realm with the Lord and knowing who you are in the eyes of God, knowing that you are there to minister to the poor and being able to be charitable, to among yourself charity. So it begins from that experience of meeting God who loves you and going out to show that love to the world and to the poor and being able to practice what you preach. Because this was really a time to be attentive to the Spirit of God that is at work and a call to love the congregation and to evangelize. And also ultimately to see the beauty of the open life and the community life. That's what I can say. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, so we're going to wrap up. And just before we wrap up, Father Dudley and Father Mitch, if there's perhaps any final comment you'd like to give, you can share it with us, and then we'll have the closing prayer. So maybe we'll start with Father Dudley. Any final comments that you'd like to share?
Yeah, first of all, I'm privileged enough here be in an international community. We are coming from a different parts of the world. We have, uh, I mean, from Philippines, India, Sri Lanka, Africa, United States, Canada. So we are coming from different parts of the world. But I find rich experience being with you because we all are obeyed. First thing, I consider all of them obeyed. Second thing, I need to respect each culture. They have their own culture. So I experience that. And I need to learn a lot of things from there. I have learned it. And third thing that we need to, as uh, the people and the brothers who are participating in this program, the experience, we need to expect some of things that they have in their own community, on their mission. And but we are very friendly. We are very friendly and sharing, caring, and at the same time, mutual correction, fraternal correction. So it's a very rich experience that I have had with the Mazenod experience. It is a good opportunity to meet. Yes.
Yeah, that aspect of fraternal correction is important, and actually, it's interesting that you mentioned it because just recently someone else was talking about it in our community as something to help communities grow in a positive way. Um, so, Father Mitch, would you like to give a final comment?
Well, from my side, there will be a great encouragement to every oblate to consider experiencing the journey of the Mazenod experience here in X, especially that we have that beautiful property, which was actually it's ours thanks to the lay people that preserved it throughout the revolution and through all the takeover by the government. Cherishing that opportunity and taking making use of it as oblates to deepen our spirit, to reinvigorate, to renew ourselves in our ministry, and to go into the ministry with new, stronger, deeper spirit of the Lord and spirit of Saint Eugene. Very much giving thanks to the community here at X for welcoming us and hosting us every day and praying with us and helping us through all the daily things. Huge, big applause and thanks to them and to the general administration through whom this is really possible, right? Because the house in X is under the care of the general administration. So big applause and big thank you to all of them.
Yeah, it's a really great blessing. Yeah, that you all could be there, and your excitement and your joy shows through. So we are very thankful for that.
I hope.
Yeah, it really comes through. I could really see it. So so I'm just gonna read a text written by Father Marcello Zago about the founder as a way to conclude. So Father Zago says about the founder and about our relationship with the founder as oblates. He says, each oblate draws from the founder the spirit which animates him, finds in him a life model. To this end, each of us has his own experience of the founder, a personal view of him finds in him a sympathetic consonance with his own vocation and aspirations. For the founder is part of our lives and experience. To us, he is not just a more or less well-known historical personage. Eugene de Mazenod still remains a living person with whom we have a personal relationship. To this day, he continues to relate to us and we to him through the communion of saints. So, remembering him is not enough. We must develop a personal rapport, always more intimate with him. That is the reason why I invite you together to focus your attention on the founder, considering him as a saint to imitate, a founder to follow, a teacher to heed, a father to love, an intercessor to invoke. In his footsteps and guided by him, we will be able to renew ourselves in the charism transmitted by the Spirit to the Church through him. These are the words of Father Marcello Zago in 1995. So, Father Mitch, can you please lead us in a closing prayer?
Yes, of course. We chose here a prayer for growth in love for Jesus Christ. Is the prayer found in our Oblate prayer book on page 66, if someone has it handy. Let's offer that opportunity to gather here through the networking, through internet, and give thanks to God for the love that we share in the spirit of St. Eugene, love for Jesus Christ. O Lord, my God, may that be each one of ours prayer. Double, triple, increase my strength 100-fold, that I may love you not only to the utmost of my ability, which is a mere nothing, but that I may love you as fully as did the saints, as fully as your Holy Mother did and still does. And yet, my Lord, this is not enough. Why should I not wish to love you to the extent you love yourself? It is an impossibility, I know, but I can certainly wish it, and do so sincerely from the depths of my heart, with all my soul. Yes, my Lord, I wish to love you as much as you love yourself. Amen.
Amen.
And that was from St. Eugene de Mazenod ordination retreat in 1811, by the way.
So thank you all for your participation this evening. It was really great to have this conversation with you and to hear from you as you're just finishing the X experience. So thank you. It's very much appreciated.
Thank you very much, Mateusz. Good job there.
Yeah, yes. Thank you also to our viewers, those who are following us. Thank you also for the comments you shared. And we continue to ask all those who are watching, please pray for us and for all missionaries. And we assure you our prayers as well. So God bless you all, and praised be Jesus Christ.
And Mary
And Mary
Immaculate.
Immaculate.
God
And Mary.